Good morning and welcome to the Forex Daily Update, brought to you by Pepperstone on Monday the 18th of February 2019. I'm Darren Sinden and you can follow me throughout the day on Twitter by using @DS_Pepperstone. Okay, let's look at the overnight changes and price moves to be aware of. Of course, as it's a Monday, we'll look at these from a weekly perspective. And really, it's been a story of pushback against the US dollar. We can see gains in Europe for both the euro and the British pound against the US dollar. But the biggest gains of the week really came from Australasia, and in particular the New Zealand dollar, often overshadowed, of course, by its near neighbour, the Australian dollar. But the Kiwi was on the front foot, up by around 2.17% against the US currency over the last 7 days. The Australian dollar, for its part, adding 1.24% against the US currency. The Chinese yuan pushed back as well. That added 0.42% against the US dollar over the course of the last week. The Canadian dollar also took money off of its near neighbour, 0.53% to the good, the Canadian dollar against the US dollar. And the Brazilian real, which has been trading punches with the US dollar over the last few weeks, that was back on the front foot as well, taking 0.76% off of the US dollar over the course of the last week. Dollar index, for its part, trading at 96.81. Shortly before we recorded the video, down by around 0.25% over the last 7 days. The only area really where the dollar did seem to stand out was against the South African rand, where the US dollar added 1.76% against the rand, and the rand now trading back above 14, or trading with a 14 handle, perhaps I should say. Okay, what's on the calendar then? Events that may move the markets today, and I'm afraid to say the answer is not a lot. We have the President's Day holiday in the USA. The US markets are closed for the day, and we also have the Family Day holiday in Canada. We have had some data out over the weekend. We had machinery orders for Japan for the month of December. A better read there on the year-on-year figure than most people were expecting. However, there was a dip against the consensus, significant dip down against the month-on-month orders. So mixed data there. We've also had early this morning Rightmove house price data out of the UK showing modest gains month-on-month and year-over-year in February, but nothing too exciting there. Okay then, breaking news and comment that's caught my eye overnight. And first of all, Australian political parties have been hacked by a sophisticated state actor, says the Prime Minister Scott Morrison. The cyber attack comes in the run-up to the 2019 elections in the country. I'm sure that will be a developing story, so one to watch. Meanwhile, UK PM Theresa May will reach out to EU leaders today to try and secure concessions over Brexit. The Prime Minister also wrote to MPs in her own party at the weekend, urging them to back her plan and avoid a no deal. Of course, she's suffered 2 crushing defeats so far in Parliament over her Brexit proposals, and is no further forward with finding a compromise with either side. Nigeria has postponed presidential elections at the weekend, just hours before the polls were due to open. In Africa's largest democracy, the Electoral Commission said that it wasn't ready to monitor and conduct the polls, and the voting is now scheduled to take place next weekend. Let's hope that goes ahead rather than cause further civil unrest in the country. Okay, let's press on and take a look at food for thought and something to take away with you into the trading day and beyond. And why not think about this? What I've done today is throw up the image of the periodic table of commodity returns, the returns on a selection of commodities over the last decade, starting back in 2019, running through to the end of last year. This is an interactive table from usfunds.com, and here's the URL you can link through to get the interactivity of the table. What I've done here, just to give an example, is to highlight the returns of gold in each of these years. If you can see here, for instance, in 2009, gold was up by 24.36%. 2015, it fell by 10.42%. 2017 rallied by 13%, or just over 13%. Last year, 2018, gold was just off the top, down by around 1.58%. There's plenty of interactivity in the table. It's well worth a look, and it's a very interesting way to spend some time clicking in and clicking out of the various commodities and sectors. Okay, please do take a moment to read this risk warning. Trading CFDs and foreign exchange on margin can be a risky business. If you're in any doubt about those risks or the suitability of leverage products for you, then please do contact your Pepperstone account representative, who'll be happy to take you through those. And do read this risk warning thoroughly, please. Thank you for your time today.